This is Bayou Analytica, and this is my entry into the competition. I would move over to the live demo now. So, Bayou Analytica, when you open up the application, the first thing you're gonna see is the dashboard. So the dashboard shows you a map view of all the parishes, and it shows you, first thing you see is the health of all parishes. So it shows you the health score of all parishes. Red means like the health is lower, and green means higher health. So when you click on a parish, like let's do DeSoto parish for example, you're gonna see a parish brief, and it's going to give you all the information about the parish and overall trends over the year. So the health score is an aggregate score and is a combination of the performance, attendance, graduation, and enrollment over the years. So here we have a graph of all the trend, and you can see over the years how each parish has been performing based on the data. So the way health score is calculated is using this formula. Basically, it's a weighted average, and performance gets 30%, attendance gets 20%, and it's all averaged. So when you click on a parish, you can see the schools within that parish, and when you click on it, you're gonna see information about that specific school. So this is not DeSoto Upper Elementary School, and it accepts grades 2 to 5. It gives you the school code and information about the school. And the dashboard also shows other trends like performance. So if you click on performance, the color is going to change based on the current performance of that district. We can also see attendance, graduation, and enrollment. And here we have a timeline, and you can adjust it to change the year on the map. So you can keep going back in years until we run out of data. So we don't have data for 2016 for the enrollment, so that's why it says no enrollment data. But if you go forward, you can see the color coding based on each parish and how the parishes are performing in terms of enrollment. So that is the dashboard. I'm going to move over to our simulator. Basically, this place is a way for policymakers to play around in the sandbox and see how each factors affect the trend. So for example, here for Arcadia Parish, if we increase the teacher's salary and reduce the class size, we can run a simulation on how that's going to affect the overall performance. We can see the performance went up by 0%, but the attendance went up by 0.8%. Graduation rate went up by 0.12, and health score went up by 0.13. So depending on what you do to these levers, it's going to calculate the trends based on whatever you put into here, and this is made to help with decision making. And in the future, I'm going to add more scenarios here, so you can play around with multiple scenarios and see how they correlate with each other and how they affect each other. That's the simulator. Now I'll move over to the advisor. The advisor is an AI agent that looks through the data we have, and it can answer information based on the data. The advisor has different tools capability, and it can call whatever tool it needs based on the question you ask it. So I would ask it one of the suggested question: which parishes need the most intervention? When you ask it a question, it thinks about it and it decides what tools to call, and it calls all the tools, aggregates all the results, and then gives you an output. So we can see it made a tool call, and it's gonna continue making however tool calls it needs in order to answer the question. We can see the tool calls keep going up, meaning it has risen through the process and it's calling tools to answer this question. So when it's done calling the tools and aggregating everything, it's going to bring an output of what it has seen from the data. So it gives us a rank out of the 64 parishes. this is on the bottom of the list, meaning it needs the most intervention right now. So Tensas Parish, the performance, it shows average salary and every information about that parish, and also it shows key problems of the parishes and all the information based on the question you ask. That's the advisor part of the application. And the data sources, this basically is a way for you to upload data and also see the data sources that have been put into this program. So now for the prototype, I used all the data from the Nexus website and aggregated everything. So in the future, you can be able to upload new data for a given year, and it's going to smartly aggregate that and update, or like update the dashboard basically. And also in the future, a future plan for the dashboard is the timeline. I'm going to extend the year, so basically you can extrapolate the data and you can use that to do some future prediction of the health score, enrollment, graduation, or whatever trends. So you can extend the timeline a bit more for some prediction. And also the UI has a light mode. If you click on the light mode, it's basically some accessibility feature that makes it easier to use. And that's my entry to the application. That's my entry to the competition, and this is my prototype. Thank you.